Hey, how's it going, Recovery fam? It's Aaron here again. I am back for the Q&A video. I'm going to answer all your guys' questions. Thank you guys so much for, excuse me, participating. Um, the video hasn't even been up a full day, and already people have asked some really good questions. And I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for participating. This is kind of fun. And you guys asked some really good questions, so let's get into them. I'm going to try and make it as quick as I can because there's a lot of them. Okay, so Scarlett K asks a couple of questions. One, have you told anyone in your personal life about making recovery videos? If so, have they watched them? How did they react to you doing videos? And if they have watched them, what was their reaction to them? I've really only been I've been open with my dad, my mom, pretty much all of my immediate family. I'm not sure if they all watch them. I'm sure they have. I think my mom does, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. How did they react? My dad was pretty stoked on it because I'd always talked about doing it, and just the fact that I actually started doing it, everybody was really supportive. Nobody really said that that'd be a bad idea or I shouldn't do that. Everybody's really been supportive, and I'm very thankful for that. It's a good question. Question number 2 from Scarlett. What have you learned from the recovery family that you use in your everyday recovery? And then she goes on to say, I personally do not have a huge support system, so coming on here and listening to all of you makes me feel like I'm not alone. So thank you to everyone for being there for me. Scarlett, no problem. There's a lot of people in your same position. Sometimes I feel the same way. We're here for you. Thank you so much for your support. You're awesome. To answer your second question, what have I learned from the recovery family that I use every day in my recovery? So many things. It's really benefited it's been a huge benefit to my recovery, in other words, in every way. Staying consistent, me making these videos, being a part of the recovery family, has given me a lot of incentive to be consistent, because obviously that's the only way this is going to grow, right? And just taking that and applying it in my life outside of YouTube. Just staying consistent, because that's something that I've always kind of struggled with. Excuse me. That's always something I kind of struggled with, and just being kind, no judgment, so there's, that's a big one, not judging at all, and just dropping the ego a little bit. So those are some really big key things that the recovery fam I've been able to take from that and from the fam and implement to my own life. Thank you, Scarlett K. You asked some really good questions. I appreciate it. And these are in no particular order. I'm just going down the list. Tim Johnson, my man Tim, he says, hi Aaron, great idea, the Q&A. Will be really interesting to find out more about yours and the rest of the recovery fam's experiences. Question number 1 from Tim Johnson. When are you starting your nursing course at college, and do you now feel mentally and physically 100% ready to give it your all? I think final orientation is like the 2nd and 3rd of this month, so just in a few days, and then my actual class starts on the 13th. So coming up really soon. Do I feel 100% mentally and physically ready to give it my all? Maybe not 100%. I think that would be too much of a long shot, but pretty good. Probably at least about 75. I'm going to make it happen. 100% to me is like, better than ever. I don't know, maybe we have different ideas. It could be like 90%. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm going to definitely be giving it my all. Everything is on the line here. So that was a good question. Question number 2 from Tim Johnson. Apart from making great vids, thank you. How are you filling your days? As boredom is an addict's worst enemy. So true, man. So true. Are you working out again and getting outside daily? I have found these things help me a lot. Says, much love to you. Stay strong, recovery fam. My man always pushes the recovery fam so hard. Much love to you, Tim Johnson. besides from making vids and just keeping up with the channel, how am I filling my days? Um, Really, it depends on the day. You know, I've been going over to my grandma's a lot lately, and that's like a whole process involved in that. Um, you know, and just really been trying to recoup from withdrawing all those days. You know, so I've got a lot to do to, you know, I've got a big doctor's appointment coming up. I've got a big, you know, school thing coming up. So really, I'm just trying to prepare myself mentally, and that's about it. It's the weather has been so crappy here in Washington as we speak. It's just pouring down rain. I guess that's just an excuse, but I don't, you know, it just doesn't appeal to me to go down to my lake spot when it's pouring down rain. Um, so I haven't been able to be outside as much as I like to, and that does suck. It's hard. That's one of my biggest dilemmas, if you will, is getting bored, not having enough to do, especially my mind's always going. So I do my best to keep myself busy for now. These videos do a really good job of that. So thank you so much, Tim, for participating. You asked some awesome questions. You always show so much love. You're just so awesome, man. Um, Now we're on to Danielle Hughes. Big shout out, Danielle Hughes. Hey, Aaron, great idea. My question is a little more general, might be a bit personal, so you don't have to answer if you don't want. I said ask away. I'll ask anything. I'm an open book. You don't have to answer all the questions either. What are your favorite hobbies? Have you taken up anything new since recovery? My favorite hobbies. Have I taken on anything new? Not necessarily new. Have I picked up some things that I left, you know, during my addiction? Yes. Messing with my hockey stick a little bit. Just, you know, trying to slowly get back into working out and stretching out and, you know, focus on stretching like before bed and stuff like I used to. I'm trying to make that, you know, a new hobby. Reading has kind of become a new hobby. I try my best to. There's like this emotional intelligence book I have, and it's really interesting. So at least once or twice a day, I read that, and just hanging out with my dog, watching football with my dad. You know, and just focusing on my recovery really is a big hobby, I guess you can say. Um, I heard on one of your videos that you followed baseball on TV. Have you ever played? Do you follow any other sport? I've played every single sport, pretty much. Hockey was my life, though. Everything came to a stop when hockey came, and I was full bore into hockey. So yes, I still love to watch baseball. I'm watching the World Series. I love to watch football. I love to watch my Seahawks. I love to watch hockey, pro hockey, and I especially love to play hockey. Um, I mean, that's my life. Like, and I really miss it. It's just really expensive. I need to get new gear, and you know, I want to get a new camera, honestly, before I get new gear. So, yes, sports is a huge part of my life. I've always been a competitive athlete, and I love it. Do I have any animals? Yes, I have about a 2-year-old black lab. He's awesome. Have I traveled much? Hockey has taken me a lot of places. I've been to a pretty good amount of states here in the U.S. I've been all over Canada, almost into the French parts. Um, and yeah, I think Canada is the only time I've ever been out of the country. But I used to basically live there, all over the place. Um, I think that's about it. Oh, she said, please tell us a joke or a funny story. Um, the videos, I'm just so bad at that. I wish I was more of a funny guy, you know. So I don't mean to leave you hanging on that, but um, maybe I can think of something before the video's over. CD Recovery, big shout out CD. She asks, um, is there, her question number one, is there an update on what's happening with the virtual meeting and website for the recovery fram? Nope, no pressure, of course, but just wondering. So sweet. Also, just a reminder, if you need some funds for that, let me know. I am down. See what I mean? CD, man. Great people. Great people. You're awesome, CD. Well, first off, to answer your question, um, is there an update? Yeah, I mean, there should have been an update, you know. a while ago, a few days ago, right? I think Nick and I have just been kind of, well, really, it's his cousin that we're kind of waiting on, and I mean that's about it. It is kind of like at a standstill right now. We kind of need some help. You know what I mean? We might need to set up some sort of like GoFundMe or something because it's just so expensive. Neither me or Nick are working like full-time jobs right now. I make some money, but um, you know what I mean. Um, so yeah, I don't know. We might need to get something like that going, but it's still, number one priority pretty much. We have not forgot about it. It's a very good question. We'll definitely be updating you guys on it for sure. Um, I'll remember that. Uh, Question number 2, what's your social security number? She says, laugh my ass off, just kidding. That's a good one. That's a good one. Are you still in contact with old friends from when you were still using? If so, how are they doing? Are they influenced by you and your recovery? No, I really don't have that many friends, and that is by design. Um, I have like 2 true friends. One of them is basically like a brother, and neither of them I've ever used opiates with. So luckily, I don't really have that problem. Sometimes it does get a little bit lonely, but right now my circle needs to be small and stay small. So that's about it. Thank you so much, CD, for asking those questions. Very good questions. Rockin' Roberta, big shout out, Rockin' Roberta. She asked, what happened to getting a camera for my B-Day? I know, right? Just too tied up. I really don't have an explanation for that. I think school paying that in full may have had something to do with it. I think like a present or something that I was expecting didn't quite come through how I expected it would. So it just wasn't feasible to turn into a camera. But it needs to happen, right? And then her second question, will you think about starting a PayPal account so we can donate toward one for you? I don't know. Maybe. I really don't like to. I just feel like that's like just a major handout. But it is necessary, and I think it would really help grow the channel. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that. I'd like to at least first have a little bit of my own money to throw down, at least. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Possibly in the future if I can't figure it out. I don't see why not. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the question. Thank you guys so much for participating. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope to see everybody in the recovery fam do something similar. I'd love to ask you guys some things, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So thank you guys so much. Recovery fam, you guys are amazing. We're really doing something good. You should be proud of yourself. I plan on maybe doing something like this maybe every couple weeks or something, maybe once a month. And that's it. I love you guys so much. Might see you guys in a little bit. Recovery fam all day. I'm out.